In this video, we're going to be checking out what could be the wide body paddle of the year. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Kevin Know and I've been obsessed with pickleball for the last year. Like most of you, I've been on the search for the best pickleball paddles to level up my game, and in the process, I have tested tons of paddles to figure out what I like. Recently, I've been enjoying wide body shaped paddles, so when Neonic sent over this paddle, I was super excited to test it out. This is the Neonic Flare Titanium, the first wide body titanium carbon fiber surface paddle on the market, and we're gonna see if this thing is worth the hype. Let's get into it. I just want to start by saying that Neonic sent me this paddle to review, but they had no input on this video and didn't get to see this video before release. So let's go over the specs of the Flare. This is a Gen 2 thermoform paddle that measures in at 16 inches long by 8 inches wide and has a 16mm core. It has a 5.5 inch handle with a 4.125 grip circumference. The paddle that I received came in a static weight of 8.12 ounces, a swing weight of 114, and a twist weight of 7.06. Now let's get into the interesting part. The Flare has a 3 surface layer layup. The top layer being this gold titanium and carbon fiber weave. Personally, I think that the gold is the best looking titanium weave right now, and when it catches the light, it really shines. The next layer is the T700 carbon fiber, and lastly is the layer of fiberglass. And underneath all of that is a honeycomb grid with an 8mm cell size. I don't have a way of accurately recording RPMs just yet, but according to Pickleball Effects database, the Flare is getting around 2,000 RPMs of spin, and this is a little above average when it comes to spin these days. This paddle also comes in at $150, but with my discount code kevknows, you can save 10%, making it $135. If you use this code, I do get a commission that gets invested back into this channel to help make better content for you guys. With the release of the bread and butter Shogun being such a success, it was only a matter of time before we got more paddles that implemented titanium in their top layer. What made the Shogun so popular was the adaptive feel that titanium gives you. When using a top sheet of titanium, it really gives you this plush feeling on soft contact, but when you give it a good swing, it tightens up and gives you a more stiff feeling paddle. If you've never experienced this, it will take some time to get used to what kind of result you're gonna get when hitting the ball at different speeds. But when you do get the hang of it, it makes these adaptive paddles really fun to play with. Another paddle that became really popular because of its adaptiveness is the Chorus Shapeshifter. It's a very similar layup to the Flare, but instead of a titanium carbon fiber top sheet, it has an 18K carbon fiber weave. But what makes the Shapeshifter really good was that the third layer being fiberglass. On full swings, when you make contact with that fiberglass layer, it really helps propel the ball and give it more power. But because it's that third layer, on softer shots such as drops and dinks, you will have a lot more control. Wide body shaped paddles have also been gaining a lot of attention this year due to releases such as the Valair Mach 2 Forza, Spartus Apollo, and 11624 Monarch becoming more popular. This is rightfully so because wide body paddles provide more maneuverability and a larger, more forgiving sweet spot. This makes them great paddles for players of all skill levels. Getting into how this paddle plays, I think it was just awesome. I think this is a great all-court wide-body paddle. It didn't have too much pop or power, and sometimes I wish it had a little bit more, but when it came to control, I think this is where it shined. This paddle was a reset and dinking machine, and I was just super confident when it came to my third shot drops, and during dink rallies, I could just place this ball where I wanted without popping it up. It was also super fast in hand battles when at the kitchen line due to its lower swing weight. I felt good keeping up in hands battles, but had a little trouble ending the point sometimes because of the lower amount of power. Also at the baseline, when deciding to either drive or drop the ball, the adaptiveness of the titanium top sheet and fiberglass third layer really came into play. When I wanted to drop the ball, it was just a light push to get it into the kitchen, but when you drive the ball with a larger swing, and hit that fiberglass layer, you could really feel the ball sort of spring off and give a lot more power. The paddle, being a wide body, was also super stable, and never once did I feel like the paddle was twisting in my hand due to off-center hits. The sweet spot on this thing is also massive. If you get this paddle, you're definitely gonna have to get used to the adaptive feeling, but when you get the hang of it, this thing is an all-court monster. There wasn't much that I had to change to this paddle. The only thing that I added was 4 inches of 1 gram per inch lead tape on the bottom corners. This added a little more stability and increased the swing weight a little bit. I typically like to play with paddles around a 117 to 120 swing weight, and it also added a little bit more mass behind the ball, giving it a tad bit more power. I also added 2 layers of overgrip to thicken up the grip a little, and I just prefer to play with overgrips for their tacky feeling. So all in all, the paddle is now sitting at a static weight of 8.63, a swing weight of 118, and a twist weight of 7.88, which is super high. So to wrap things up, I think this paddle is amazing. If you're looking to get a wide body paddle with the latest titanium surface material, this is the paddle for you. Do I think that titanium is a fad? No, I think that it's actually a really great top layer and that we're gonna be seeing a lot of more paddle companies implement it into their lineup. But if you want a great looking paddle with a huge sweet spot and is super stable with the newest technology, I can easily recommend this paddle, and it's definitely in my top 3 wide body paddles this year. If you enjoyed this review and found it helpful in any way, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Also, comment down below if you have played with a titanium surface paddle and let me know what you think about it. But other than that, I will catch you guys in the next video.